What's up, YouTube? Recently in Cleveland, we had a shooter riding around in a car, jumping out of his vehicle, and he shot an elderly man who was 78 years old. This elderly man that was shot had no correlation to anything that the gunman had going on, but the gunman jumped out, had some issues with his girlfriend, and decided to kill the 78-year-old senior citizen. Now, the dilemma with this is, yes, it's a malicious crime, but how could this have been prevented? What are some things that are being overlooked in the situation? And what future implications does this have in mental health and African-American society? One of the huge dilemmas is us as a group of people, African-Americans, we are in fucking denial. We are in denial. My kid don't have mental health problems. No, my kid not like that. We don't need to talk to nobody. Don't call them. I'm not gonna take them there. They all right. They just need an ass whooping. And I think that the dilemma is that's not always the answer. That is not always the answer. How are you gonna whoop a kid ass with PTSD and fix the problem? It doesn't work that way. And even in this situation where we have this gunman who clearly has to have a mental health problem, anybody that puts itself on live stream and goes up and shoots an unarmed man who's not an immediate threat to them has to have some serious psychological deficiencies. And in today's day and age, we're not addressing those deficiencies. You hear the federal government trying to do away with other healthcare services. You hear them trying to repeal the Affordable Health Care Act. And I think that the dilemma with that is, let's take the politics out of it. Let's keep it 100. People have problems and we have to address them to better our society. Maybe if we spent a little bit more on mental health awareness in these urban communities, then situations like this might not transpire. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be the person that's trying to push a political campaign. I'm just trying to push real life. And in real life, we need to be more aware of what's going on in these communities. When you look at this guy walked up to this elderly man and said, "Hey, say this name." And I'm not gonna repeat the name on the air. If you've seen the video, you know what name he said. He repeated his girlfriend's name. He said, "This is the reason why this is happening to you." What in the fucking hell?
Such a coward thing.
Have we come to? That's definitely a coward thought.
Just to tie into what you were saying about the black community and punishment, there was a funny flowchart that I saw where it showed like the breakdown of, it said at the top like a whipping, are they able to reason? And if it said yes, then it says use reason. And if it says no, then it says you shouldn't be given a whipping because obviously they don't know what they're doing wrong. One thing I wanted to comment on is just on social media, how people share videos. I saw a lot of people getting upset about people sharing the video. You don't want to let these people, when they do these things, to really get infamy and stuff.
In a lot of ways, I kind of feel the total opposite direction about this whole subject and this as a whole, because to me, I think you should share it. Because that shows how far we've digressed in the de-evolution of our society where we come. We're at the point now where, shooting somebody in broad day and Broadway while TLR taping is a thing. We on Facebook Live and, shooting a 78-year-old man, that's what's catchy because mentally we're having deficiencies. Mental health is not being addressed. When issues like that happen, I want them to be put to the forefront. When issues like that happen, I want them to be put to the forefront. And the reason why I want them to be put to the forefront is because it creates a dialogue. It creates a dialogue between people who are seeing this. What's the dilemma? What's the issue? How can we get past this issue? Is this our fault? If it is our fault, what did we do to cause this? How can we correct it? And a lot of these things aren't going to get talked about if it's just a few people. We always talk about airing our dirty laundry, but you leave that shit in the closet long enough, it's going to stink up the whole house. Mm-hmm. This is Dr. K. And this is the Kid CL, and we got to hear your thoughts. What's really going on with mental health in the African-American community? Is it a dilemma? Is it an epidemic? Is it being overlooked? What's your take? Signing out. Peace.